Hello friends, good morning all of you, and let's begin for today's CS class. So remember that in previous session we people began with tense, and I have already told you that tense are very important, that you people have to keep working on them so that in communication, maybe it oral communication or written communication, but you're not going to face difficulties for making sentences. You know that while using language or while communicating, what problem we people face, this is about we're not able to make sentences because we have some confusion without proper understanding of tense, which tense I have to use, whether it is simple present or simple past or simple future. And if again we understand, if I have to use simple present, then what is the structure of simple present tense? So I have to just keep thinking on that, and I could not focus or concentrate on communication on content. So therefore, if we are very clear about all concepts of tenses and we are able to use them properly, then we need not to spend time in thinking that which tense and what structure I have to use. Rather than we can focus on content, what I'm going to speak about. So therefore, all are requested. Don't take it casually. Maybe that is not required a lot of study or a lot of time. Every day you just try to revise. At the end of tenses, I will give you chart also, so that you people can keep revising them every day, and then you people will remember it subconsciously. There is no special need required, or you need not to stretch your memory that I have to use tense, I have to communicate, and so what I should use. If you're revising it daily, it is not going to become difficult for you. But if you are not looking at it at all, in that case, tenses are difficult today and they will be difficult afterwards also, and you'll have problem to use them in your communication. So every day it will require hardly 1 minute. If you have a chart, you make in a notebook a chart of tenses. All 12 tenses will be there, and you're just looking every day. In the morning you're looking at it, in the evening you're looking at it, whenever you have time you're looking at it. It will become quite easier for you, and you people are able to use sentences in any of the tenses. Okay, so just start with the last time, you know, that we people have done with simple present tense. So I hope, I expect that you people might have practiced it. I don't know whether you did it or not. So those who have done, of course they're going to get benefited because of it, and those who did not do anything, you know that you people are going to face lots of difficulties when it comes of oral communication, when it comes of written communication, when it is interview, when it is group discussion. You people are going to face lots of difficulties because you don't know how to use particular tense, and you're not able to make sentences in that tense. So it can be difficulty for you. So to avoid the problems in the future, what we people can do, every day we are taking one tense. For example, simple present tense we people have done. So you are taking simple present tense and you are practicing as many examples as you can. So maybe you are taking one verb. I have told you, you can take one verb. For example, uh, uh, let's say write. I write, we write, you write, he, she writes, they write. So this way you people can practice different verbs and how you are making sentences. Then try to make longer sentences. I'm writing a letter to my friend who is living in America, something like this. You try to extend, first of all, short sentences, then longer sentences. And additionally, I have told you how to use in different formats, because we people are using affirmative sentences. So we can make it negative, we can make it interrogative, we can make it passive, we can make it passive negative, passive question, passive negative question. So many different formats. Question tag also we people are discussing. So this way, if you people are keeping discussing all those factors, you people will not face difficulties. And additionally, you are reading. You know that while reading also, you people look for example, if you're reading a paragraph, you try to find out what kind of verb form is used. Okay, and from that verb form you try to identify whether it is present tense, past tense, future tense. Then if it is present, which present, simple present. If it is present continuous, present perfect continuous. If it is simple present, whether it is in active voice, whether it is in passive voice. So this analysis should be always when you're reading something, and you should try to look for these aspects so that it becomes a kind of natural for you. It should not be somehow you're stretching, you're thinking, you're taking a lot of time and you're making sentences. Rather than easily you are able to identify tense and you are able to use it also. So therefore that is important. So let's begin. Last time we people have done simple present, and have you done with present continuous? Have you done with present continuous? Or you don't remember anything?
सर एक्झाम्पल नाही झालेत.
Okay, fine. So in this class, we will go for, I will revise present continuous once in short, and we will go for examples also. So I hope that my voice is audible to all of you and the screen is also visible properly. Is it audible, visible properly? Whiteboard?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So let's continue with first of all use again. Once again, I will mention use of present continuous, that you're talking or you're describing actions which are in progress, which are going on, or its name suggests continuous. Okay, so something which is going on, that is continuous. Okay, to describe such actions, that is one use, and another one more use that people were about to discuss, that is to describe actions in the future or planned actions in the future. So these two uses we people need to remember. And then here we people have discussed the structure also. So in structure, if you think about active voice, we people all talk about what comes subject. Then after subject, what comes? Reply me, because last time we have done with it.
M is R.
Yes, that is M is R. Then after M is our main verb. Main verb in which form?
ING.
ING form.
With ing, and then remaining part of sentence, it can be object. Okay, here we are taking object, but it is not always object, there can be anything. Okay, so that you people have to understand. And now here we people are going to discuss some examples. So for example, who will tell me one example? First of all, you people be clear with M is R. If subject is singular, for example, subject is he, she, it, in that case, you're going to use is. If subject is pronoun I, after that, you're going to use M. If subject is plural like we, they, you, in that case, you're going to use R. Okay, so you can use in subject, you can use all pronouns I, we, you, he, she, it, they, or you can use name like Ram, Sham, Ganesh, Soni, Moni, Tinky, Pinky, Rinky, Chinky, like this. And then you think as per your subject, whether it is going to M, whether it is or whether it is R, then take one verb and with that verb use ing, and then this way you try to make sentences. Tell me one example.
He is counting objects.
Is counting objects. Okay, so if this is one example, as we people have discussed, you'll come to know this is affirmative sentence, we'll make it negative. He is not counting. Okay, so something like that you people have to understand. Then if you want to make it a verbal question, how to make verbal question? We are using helping verb in the beginning. What is helping verb?
Is.
Is. Then subject. What is subject?
He.
He. Then main verb. Is he counting objects? So that become your question. Question can be negative, so we are going to add not here. Isn't he counting objects? So that becomes again question. So here you people are clear with these four types of sentence. Four types in the sense, one is affirmative, one negative, one verbal question, one negative verbal question. Okay. Here I will give you structure of passive also, so that you are going to understand. You can make it passive also. So I will give only verb form. Simultaneously we are working on voice also. You need to understand this also. Okay. So in the verb form, it is going to be here also, it is with M is R, but after M is R, here you people need to understand, we people need to use what? It is being. Okay. And then here now main verb, and that main verb is going to be in which form now? Past participle. V3 form, past participle, that you need to understand. Okay. So he is counting objects. If you want to make it plural, how we can make it? Let's start. Let's try.
Objects are.
Yes, objects here is object. So we are writing it in the beginning, objects. Now think objects, singular or plural?
Plural.
Plural. So out of is and are, we people have to choose are because are is plural. Then now amizar, what we are using?
Being.
Being. So objects are
Counted.
being. Then V3 count. So that is counted. Yes.
By him.
Counted by him. So here you people got this sentence, and you need to understand that are being counted. This is verb structure which is coming in which tense? That is present continuous, because we are familiar with am, is, are, VIG, but we are not practicing, or we have not heard about, we are not using about passive structures like this. So am, is, are being V3, that is also in present continuous tense, and we should be familiar with these kind of structures. Okay, if you're coming across with something like am, is, are being V3, it means you need to immediately understand that that is in present continuous, but voice is which was passive voice, that you people have to be clear with. Okay, so this you can make. Now we can make it negative, so we are going to add not here. Okay, objects are not being counted by him. So what we made it? We made it negative. Okay, so you need to understand. Then can we make it interrogative here? Verbal question. How to make it? We are using helping verb. So which is helping verb here?
Are.
So it can be are, then
Objects
being counted by him. Okay, that became your question. We can make question negative also. We will add not.
Aren't objects.
Yes, aren't objects. So that is quite simple. If you practice daily, you will not find difficulties. But if you're not doing anything, you'll find it difficult. Okay, aren't objects being counted by him? Okay, that became your negative question. Okay, so while typing, if you find any mistake, you just try to bring it to my notice. Okay, because I'm not always sure what I'm typing, maybe sometimes here and there. So if you find somewhere, if there is it is wrong, you try to bring it to my notice. Then already I have told you for question tag, if it is he is counting objects, what will be question tag?
Isn't he?
Yes, isn't he, that became your question tag. And if he is not counting, in that case it is going to be is he. Yes, like this. Okay, so that's all. On the basis of one example only I have explained, but I suggest you people, here you take another example. Now we have taken he is counting objects, you people can take another example and you try to make sentences like this. Sometimes if there is no object, in that case you may not get these sentences. Okay, these 4 sentences are only for if you are able to make it passive. For example, I will give here one example which cannot be converted into passive. For example, he is laughing loudly. So in this case, you are not able to convert this into passive. In that case, what is going to happen? You can make it negative. Is not laughing loudly. Okay, and you can make it questions like, is he laughing loudly? So that became a question, and it can be negative also. Isn't he? Yes, okay. Laughing loudly. So here you can't make it into passive. So you cannot have the structures like what these 4 sentences people made. That kind of structure you cannot have for this sentence. That also need to understand, because you shouldn't just think like all sentences can convert into passive. It is not like this. Some sentences, those which are having object in that sentence, we can convert it. Those who are not having object, we cannot convert it. Okay, so people try to understand like this. And also again, go back to the what we people have studied in simple present tense. Okay, so you just tell me in active voice what comes structure in simple present tense. We are referring back, okay, what we have done with simple present in active voice.
S plus V1 plus O.
Okay, so here V1 only. Okay, here it is V1. I will write only verb form. Okay, I'm not all structure. In passive voice, what comes in simple present tense? In passive voice,
V3. V3.
only V3.
M is R plus.
That is important. M is R, and then V3 is going to become here. Why I'm referring back? Because you should not confuse with M is R. Here is M is R. Here is also M is R. Here is also M is R. M is R is common here in simple present. But try to understand what comes after M is R here. What is after M is R here in present continuous active voice?
ING form.
ING form. Okay. Now think what is coming after M is R here in passive voice in present continuous?
Being.
Being V3 next also. Being V3 is here. Okay. Being V3 is here. And now what is coming after M is R here in present, simple present passive?
Only V3.
Only V3. Yes. If you clear with these things, you are not going to have confusion, because that is quite simple. Again, right now it may sound confusing, but what I'm suggesting you are referring it daily twice. Early in the morning, you are looking at this chart. You can make one chart. You take your own notes in your own way and refer it in the morning, refer it in the evening. Every day you are referring. I'm sure within 1 month you are quite clear with everything in voice as well as tense. You know that if you are clear with tense, you are clear with voice, because we are simultaneously working for voice also here. Maybe if requires, I will take separate session on voice, but right now you people have to understand like this. Okay, so that is about present continuous. Now we will talk here another example, that is another use, that is planned actions in the future. Okay, we are talking about present continuous, but it can be used to refer to actions which are planned, which are going to happen in the future. How? With going to. Okay, so here I will give you examples so that you can understand. Okay, he's going to learn English. In this case, main verb is learning. Okay, main verb is learning, but we are using is going to, and this is going to refers to which tense here? That is future. Okay, that is not happening right now. This activity is not happening right now. So here you people can use I am going, he is going, she is going, we are going, they are going, and you can use another action. Another example: I am going to conduct a lecture. Okay, so if you learn like this, conducting is the activity, that is main verb, but it is used with infinitive too, and main verb that is, but it is with am going. Okay, so structurally if you see, that is in present continuous, because am is our ving is used here with am is our going. Okay, but you know that meaning, it conveys meaning or action in the future. So I'm going to conduct a lecture, that may be after 1 hour, maybe in the afternoon, maybe in the evening, or maybe it can be tomorrow also. I'm going to conduct a lecture tomorrow. I can use here word tomorrow also. Okay, so this way people can use present continuous to show some actions which are planned, which are going to happen in the future, which are not in progress, which are not going on, which are not continuous at this moment. Okay, so you just tell me 1-2 examples of this with is going to, am going to, or are going to, and we'll go to next tense. So give me examples in this form, which are conveying future actions. Or still it is not clear. Should I give you one more example here?
He is going to write a book.
Yes, that's right, Dhaneshwari. He's going to write a book. Is going is common. Okay, here is going or are going or am going, that is common. Here you just think what you are going to use after book. So as she said, going to write a book, that is fine. So to learn, to play, to go, to jump, to run, something like this, you try to attach. Is it clear with present continuous? Any questions immediately? Because we can't spend more time on tenses also. We have to finish as early as possible. Lots of time we are taking on unit number 1 only. So we have to finish tenses because still we have not done with adjectives, adverbs, preposition, conjunctions, that we have to finish it. So any questions here? If you have really, if you do not understand, be honestly try to ask me. If you're not clear, if you're not understanding, you can raise your hand, you can ask, you can, because you just ensure that you are learning. It should not be passively you are connected, and maybe whether you are listening or not listening, you are getting, not getting. From my side, I'm trying that you people should understand each and everything. But from your side, how much you are taking effort, I don't know. But I expect that if you do not understand really, you can ask. Okay, so just let me know whether it is clear, it is not clear. Should we go to next or should not go? What is?
It's clear, sir. We can go to next part.
Yes, fine. So if you require, take screenshot, take notes, or do something so that I can make it clear. So should I clear this screen? Fine.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So I will go now present perfect. Next tense we will talk here. That will be present perfect tense. Okay, so the word perfect will help you to understand. Perfect here indicates that actions are completed. Okay, so actions are completed here. So you may be having question, if actions are completed, then why they are not considered in past tense? Okay, so they are completed, but their influence is there, their impact is there on present tense. Okay, so let's try to understand. First of all, what does it mean? Okay, so we use present perfect tense to describe actions which are completed, but their influence or impact is there on the present time. So for such reasons, actions are completed. When they completed, maybe a while ago, maybe a little time has spent, but you know that action is completed, but their influence is there, their impact is there, or they're felt in present. So therefore, they are considered like this present perfect continuous. Actions are completed. Here you need to understand. Actions are completed. In this tense. In present continuous, actions are not complete. Okay, they are going on, they are in progress. So that is the use. First of all, we have discussed about use. Now here we will talk about structure. So you can help me if you know the structure, you can help me. So first of all, subject, then what we can use here, any idea?
Have.
Only have
Has.
Has.
Okay, then let's go to the main verb. So which form of main verb we are going to use
Past
here?
participle.
Past
Past
participle.
Past participle V3, you can call it V3, Kriyapadacha Tisra Rupa also. And then remaining part of sentence. But remember here we are taking object, but it is not always object. It can be, it cannot be. Okay, so you should not just only understand object is there in all sentences. Object may be there, may not be there. Sometimes it can, sentence can be that much only. Subject, have, has, and V3. That much also can be sentence. There is nothing complement, there is no object or nothing like this. Okay. So this structure is in which voice? Whatever we are discussing, this is in active voice. Okay, so that you just try to understand. Later on, we'll discuss passive structure also. So first of all, example will go this way. Before going for examples, are you clear with the use of have and has? When to use have and when to use has?
he, she, it, and singular noun has.
Yes. If your subject is singular, you're going to use has. Okay. For third person singular, he, she, it, you're going to use has. And not only third person singular, you can use names also. If names are singular, for example, Ram has, Sita has, Ganesh has. Okay. So based on your subject, you're going to think of have or has. Now just think pronoun I. What you will use after I? It is have or has?
Have.
It's have. Okay. After I is singular. Still, we are using have. So it can be exception to this. I is singular, but still after I, you are going to use have. I have. It is not I has. Okay. So that is choice between have and has. Already when we learn to verb, we have learned 3 forms of verbs. So you are going to use your V3 form. So let's go to example. So tell me examples. In present perfect form.
I have a car.
I
Have seen a car.
clean.
Seen.
Seen. Is it like this? I have seen a car. All right, we'll take this and now just think about. I have not seen a car. We can make it negative. So just tell me how to make question now. While making question, we will
Have I
use.
seen a car?
Yes, exactly. Have I seen a car? So that becomes question. Have I seen a car? So again, your tone, it becomes interrogative. You're asking, you're seeking for information. So where you can get answer yes or you can get no, like this. So it can be negative also. So haven't, now it becomes haven't. Okay. And then we will go here for passive. So you just think now. In passive, can you tell me what kind of verb form?
Object plus have has been.
Yes, have has. Then after that, you're going to use been.
Plus
And
V3.
then main verb, which is already in V3. Here in active voice, which is in V3, same you're going to use here. But you should know the reverse position of subject and object, because in passive voice, objects is in the beginning, subject is at the end. I'm not mentioning it because we will take one another separate session on voice. At that time, I will give you it in detail. So let's make it passive now. I have seen a car. It can be
A car has
car has. Then
been seen by me.
seen by me. Okay, so that can become your passive of the sentence, which I have seen a car, like this. So here you try to understand what kind of verb form. If there is have, has, been in V3, you are not going to confuse. I have not learned any kind of tense like this, but you should immediately try to understand have, has, been in V3. It means that is present perfect, but voice is passive. Like this, you try to understand. If it is have, has, V3, that is present perfect in active voice. Have, has, been, V3, that is also present perfect, but that is in passive voice. Like this, you try to understand. And for making sentences, you follow this pattern. We make it negative now. A car hasn't or has not. Now make it interrogative. In passive interrogative, helping verb. Which is helping verb here? A car has been seen by me. Helping verb has. Okay. Then has a car been seen by me? That became interrogative. And you can add not also. Hasn't a car been seen? This way people try. And question tag, you people know, I have seen a car. Tell me question tag. I have seen a car.
Haven't I?
Haven't I? And I have not seen a car. Question tag.
Have I?
Have. Yes. All right. I hope that all of the students are also understanding. Only 1, 2, 3, 4 students should not reply me. Everybody ensure that I'm learning it. Okay. So only I think that active students who are listening also, who are answering also, and they're understanding also, I'm sure that they're fine with English grammar and they will use it in their communication also. But right now we people have almost 54, 55 students connected. So ensure everybody is having the same feeling that yes, I'm getting it. And I tell you people that you ensure if you're not understanding, you try to tell it to me, you try to bring it to my notice, sir, we are not understanding. Okay, so this way you people try to go for present perfect. Now we will not consider more examples because we do not have that much time, but my suggestion is, as usual, you take another example here. I have seen car, you change it with another verb, you can change it with another pronoun, you can use nouns here, you can use some examples with has, some examples with have, you use singular subject, you use plural subject, you use singular object, you use plural object, and check it. Make experiments. And again, when you're reading anything on the internet, if you're reading on paragraph, if you're reading a news, if you're reading something, try to find out verbs in that and see which verb format you are using, whether it is in have has v3, whether it is have has been v3, or whether it is what you people have done in simple present and present continuous. That also you try to check, because while reading you have to ensure that you are checking for tense also. If you are plainly reading and not paying attention to which is verb, what form of verb is used, whether it is
काय कुठे गेली ती
2 नंबर
हीच की
HAV
HAV have
कोणी म्हणले
Mukund,
have?
are you
Have.
teaching to someone there? दुसरे सोबत कोणाला तर शिकवतोस का? I think that this is second time. Last time also we are getting such things from you. Okay, असंच mic unmute करायचं आणि काहीतरी आवाज येतो यायचा. So that is not a fair way to learn, Mukund. 57. So ensure that you are properly listening. Otherwise, see, I have everything. I can remove you from the meeting, but I will not do you, because sometimes or every time I'm neglecting such things. So it doesn't mean that every time you have to do it more. So if last time it is a kind of warning has been given to you, this time also you're doing the same. Let it be. So you just try with another sentences, another examples, another verbs. That will help you. Until and unless you're not sure, I'm clear with examples, I'm clear with the structure, and I understand it in better way, you keep practicing it. So that much is in present perfect. Okay. Any questions here about present perfect?
No.
If any questions, you can ask. If no, we are going to move immediately towards the present perfect continuous.
No questions.
Fine. Let's go to the next tense. Present perfect continuous. So try to understand what does it mean. Okay, first of all, when to use and for what we have to use. Here, perfect continuous. What does it indicates? Perfect continuous. In perfect, we understand actions were completed. Okay. In continuous, we understand actions were continuous. But here there is combination of two things, perfect and continuous. So how to use them, for what kind of actions we people have to use it? Okay. So use, we will try to understand. We can use for actions which started in the past and going on in the present. Okay, So what do you understand from this? Actions, they're beginning in the past, they started in the past, okay, and it is in progress, that is going on, that is continuous, present, in present, right now it is going on, okay. In present continuous, what we learn in present continuous, it was just going on, okay, but in present perfect continuous, that action started earlier. Yes, that started in the past and it is going on in the present for such actions. Okay, in simple present tense, their actions are just happening. Okay, we are not told about their completion or incomplete actions. In present continuous, actions are going on, they are incomplete. In present perfect, actions are completed. Okay, in present perfect continuous, actions started in the past and they are going on now. They are in progress now. They are continuous now for such actions. कळालं का? कधी वापरायचं हे कळालं का? Or do I need to tell it in Marathi also? म्हणजे एखादी क्रिया ही भूतकाळामध्ये सुरू होते आणि भूतकाळामध्ये सुरू होऊन ती वर्तमान काळामध्ये सुरू आहे असं सांगायचं सर. For such reasons, we people have to use present perfect continuous tense. Then let's go to the structure. First of all, subject is there. After subject, what we are going to use here?
Have.
Here is have and has. Same things what we people discussed in present perfect. Same things are there with have and has and selection of their singular plural as well. After have has, what is here?
Been.
Been.
V-I-N-G.
Then main verb will ing form, and then remaining part of the sentence will appear here. Now here is also have has been, okay, so I'm going to refer back to present perfect so that you are not going to have confusion, but later on I will go back. So we'll discuss some examples. Okay, same things. If subject is singular, you are going to use has. If subject is plural, you are going to use have. If your pronoun is I, you are going to use have. Okay, then been ing is as it is there. So for example, I will give one example here. I have been waiting since morning. Okay, if this is sentence, let's try to understand what we people have mentioned here in use. Action started in the past and going on right now also. So here, what is action? Action is of waiting. Okay, so waiting started when? Waiting started earlier. Waiting started in the past. Waiting started in the morning. Okay, and right now it may be afternoon. Okay, right now when I'm saying this sentence, when I'm using this sentence, that time it is not morning at all. It may be 12 o'clock. It may be maybe next time, whatever it may be. So the activity or the action of waiting started in the morning and it is in the afternoon. Right now it is afternoon also, and right now also I'm waiting. Okay, right now I'm waiting. Suppose that you can think of a situation somewhere you are just planning to meet to your friend, and your friend is about to come at 10 o'clock. Okay, and it is 12 o'clock and still you're waiting. So in such case, you are saying this: I have been waiting since morning. So here you can understand action started when? Action started in the past, and right now, at this moment, currently, presently also, I'm waiting. So for such things, the people are using. Usually you will find the words like since, for, and then some time, like since morning, since yesterday, since 1 month, since 1 year, since last week, something like that. You people are going to get words. Okay, you people can think of this. And now tell me, you people, another some examples. I have been waiting. You can tell me another.
He has been writing a book
Yes.
since last year.
Yes, that's right. He has been writing a book. If you want to add since last year, that's fine. That is perfect. Okay. But for understanding, if you can use he has been writing a book, that will be okay. But if you're using since, that is better. Yes, other people.
She has been driving a car.
Yes, she has been driving a car. That's also right. Okay, so remember here that structure we people have discussed, that is in which voice, what we people are seeing examples, that is in active voice. Okay, and let's make other examples like I have been waiting since, or we can make it negative now. So we'll add not. I have not or haven't been waiting since morning. Okay, we can make it question also. So how to make question? We will use helping verb in the beginning. What is helping verb?
Have.
Have been waiting since morning. That became question. Question can be negative.
Haven't.
Yes. Haven't I been waiting since morning? So that became your negative question. Okay, so these 4 ways you people use. Why tag, you know, question tag, I have been waiting, it means haven't I. If I haven't, it means have I. So that is quite simpler. For everything you just try to relate it with this way. Now I would like to ask you people question, can we change these sentences, present perfect continuous sentences, into passive voice?
No.
No.
There are no forms of passive voice for
Yes.
tense.
We cannot change them in passive voice. Okay, there is no passive voice of has been ing form. So there is only one form, that is an active voice, that people have to understand. So there are no 4 additional sentences of passive voice you are going to get. You are going to practice these 4 sentences only. Okay, but here now I'm referring back to present perfect. Okay, so in present perfect, what people have discussed in active voice, it was verb form only I will mention, have, has,
Plus V3.
and V3. And in passive voice, it was
Have, has been plus V3.
has been, and then here it was V3. Now you compare. Why I referring back present perfect? Because you should not have confusion. Here is also have as. Okay, here is also have as. Here is also been. But what is after have has? Been VING. Okay, here,
ING form.
yes, been and then VING. Here is also have has in passive voice of present perfect. Have has is there. Been is also there. But after have has been, what is here?
Past participle.
That is
V3
past participle. So you should not get confused. Okay, so have has been VING, that is present perfect continuous tense. Have has been V3, that is present perfect passive. Okay, and only have as V3, that is present perfect active. This way people try to understand. Okay, I hope that it is clear to you. It is not confusing at all. If it is confusing, you can ask me. We will discuss separate examples of each type and we will make it clear. So here we are going to stop here because past tense we will discuss in next session.
Sir, can't we conclude that ING form as a present participle?
Present participle, yes, that is present participle. If you are using it ing, any verb form with ing, that is present participle. So waiting here, that is present participle. So that is only another name. We are calling it VING. VING means present participle. Okay.
Okay.
And we are calling it V3. V3 means past participle. This way. Any other people from students are not responding. Only 3-4 students. I don't understand. What should I understand of you people? You are getting it. You are not getting it. You are not asking questions. You are not saying yes. You are not saying no. Okay. And individually, there are 55 students. How I can ask individually everyone? That much time also we do not have. So those be active, okay? Here, those students who wanted to progress, you wanted to be bold enough. Let it be wrong, okay? If you make any mistake here while answering, it is not going to happen anything, okay? Because we are for learning purpose. If we know everything, why should I have joined this class? We would not have joined if I know everything, okay? Just we are in learning phase. We wanted to improve our communication, we wanted to improve grammar, so therefore we are joining, okay? So while learning process, if you're making mistake, that's okay. If what people think, let them think. It is their choice, it is their question. If they're laughing, let them laugh. They're making fun of you, let them make fun of you, but you just focus on learning, okay? So all people, my suggestion will be that you people be bold enough to ask questions, to answer questions, and to make mistakes. Be bold enough to make mistakes, because when we make mistakes, then only we learn. If you think that I will answer everything perfect, in that case it's not possible for anyone. For anyone it is not possible to become like expert. So take note of it. And I assume that from my side that it is clear to all of you, but from your side, if there is any questions, you can ask. We'll take attendance and we'll close this year. So many students are absent today, only 55 students. And there are some students, that I would like to tell you openly. Right now, there are some students who are joining, and that their purpose is that they just wanted to mark their attendance. Why you people are doing such things? Because you people are quite mature. If you're attending, if you're learning, you people will get benefited. If you're not attending, if you're not learning, you're making your own loss. It happens nothing, okay? So therefore take note, be bold, be responsible, and be a learner, okay? So roll number 33, 34, 35, 36 is absent, okay? 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43 absent, 44, 45, 46, 47 absent, 48, 49, 50, 51 absent, 52, 53, 54, 55 absent, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. So absent numbers are 36, 41, 42, 43, 47, 51, and 55. If anybody is there, you just let me know. You just raise your hand that you are here. Okay, so is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So should we stop here? Should I end this meeting for all?
Yes.
So, but keep working on it, keep practicing. Important is try to make as many examples as you can, okay? Otherwise, you people can be, right now it is understanding, it is quite simple. But after 1 hour, tomorrow, next week, you are forgetting everything. So that is not fair at all. You keep practicing daily, as I said, you just see this, refer this chart and make more examples. Read something while reading, take care of verb form, which verb form you are able to see, and you try to just check it, whether it is active voice, it is passive voice, it is in present perfect, simple perfect, whatever. You just keep working like this. Then only you people will get it simple. Okay, so roll number 43, Abhijit Khaladkar. What is your surname, Abhijit?
Hello, sir.
So you just join. Is it time to join the class? We are closing our session here. आता आपण लेक्चर बंद करतो त्यावेळेस तुम्ही लेक्चर जॉईन केलंय. सो वाय सो
नाही सर, जॉईन होतो मी. ते ब्लॉग लिव्ह झालतो मनानेच.
बाबा काय काय शिकलो आपण सांगा मग. काय शिकलो आपण? टोटल काय काय झालं या लेक्चर मध्ये सांगा. होता ना तुम्ही? Abhijit? Okay, we should not pay attention. So let it be. We will stop here. I will end this meeting for all. Thank you for joining today and do join for the next session also.
Thank you, sir.